Hi everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Quest XI. And in the last part we were caught in a bit of a storm. Knocked around by some big giant fish asshole. And we ended up in the Swadros region where we had this dream of this knight who's kind of in massive amounts of pain. So now we're heading off to the ruins of Dundrasil because that's where Rob thinks that this guy is sorry, because that's where Rob thinks this guy is holed up. So that's where we're going next. We're going back to Dundrasil, to the ruins of Dundrasil, and we're going to deal with this dude and try and help him out. Oh shit, it's a dragon. Do I run into him? I do. There we go. So now we've got the green dragon. The green dragon, these guys we've actually faced before. But these are the vicious versions. The vicious versions... do I use Unbridled Blade here? Yeah, I do. Basically, the vicious versions are just much... stronger versions, like yeah, he hits really fucking hard. He does 74 damage with his physical attacks. But then on top of that, he also has a ridiculously he has the fire attack, which causes a lot of damage as well. And they've got a lot of HP. They're a lot heartier. Yeah, these guys are they're a lot heartier. They hit a lot harder. But yeah, they still go down. And 2,293 experience points. Yeah, at this point in the game, this is actually a pretty decent place to grind because there's a lot of big enemies nearby. You've got a lot of these green dragons, and there are other types of dragons as well that you can find. Also, you can have the chance. Here he is. You've got the chance of running a good chance of running into metal slimes and liquid metal slimes. Now these things, it's kind of difficult to find. Basically, they're kind of hard to hit at points, especially the metal slimes. The liquid metal slimes are a bit easier, but you've got more of a chance of missing these guys, and there you go. And they run away quite quickly as well. But if you manage to kill them, sorry, if you manage to kill them, you get over 10,000 experience points per metal slime. It's actually good to have one of your party members have the solo, like the one-handed sword with the one-handed sword with the shield, because then you can learn an ability in the skill tree, which I think is called Metal Slash, I'm pretty sure, and that's a guaranteed hit to any of metal enemies, like any of the metal slimes or any of the liquid metal slimes. It's a guaranteed hit, and they will go down from a one or two of those metal slashes, so it's actually pretty useful. Now I basically decided to do a bit of a to heal myself up and to use the thing here. What's the thing? Use the campsite here, basically so we can come back to this place whenever we want through Zoom. And now we're taking on the Liege Lizard. Now, another reason why this place is pretty good for grinding is that you can fight Liege Lizards. These things hit like a fucking monster truck. They hit like a truck. They get 2 attacks in, and their attacks are really fucking painful. They cause a lot of damage. But for that, you get you actually get a lot of experience from these dudes. They're very hearty though. They hit hard. They take... I didn't need to do this, but they take a lot of time to go down. But when you defeat them, you get close to 3,000 experience points each. And there's basically 3 of these in here, so you can basically get 9,000 experience points like per go. So you come in here, you defeat the 3 liege lizards, you go back out. Sorry. You go back out, come back in, and they respawn, and then you just keep killing them over and over and over again. And you can get and it's a decent place for grinding. It's actually probably not. It's probably more worth it to stay in the area outside of the Dundrasil ruins, because like you can run into metal slimes and liquid metal slimes there, as well as green lizards, which don't hit anywhere near as hard, but still give you like 2,400 experience points, which is just 600 less than what you would normally get. So not the end of the world, I suppose, but there you go. So now we're back in the ruins of Dundrasil. And I don't do I look around first? I can't remember. It's been a little while. Sorry. I think I pretty much go straight to where I need to. No, I did do a little bit of exploring because I was trying to remember whether whether there's new chests that pop up in the second third of the game, or whether everything just stays the same. And it looks as if everything stays the same, so any chest that you already opened, there won't be a new one. But anyway,
this place was in ruins the
so
last
here we are.
But this is something else. It fair breaks my heart. Where was I? Ah, yes. It should be around here somewhere.
So yeah, pretty much Rob. So yeah, Rob knows of a little.
Well, don't just stand there, darling. If I'm getting
knows of a place to get us into the underground part of Dundrasil Castle.
Lead, Lord Robert?
So yeah, that's where we're going to head off to.
To an underground passage that runs beneath the castle. It was meant to allow the royal family to flee should Dundrasil.
Yeah, so this is the way that the Queen and Jade and our boy kind of this is the way that they escaped the castle when the monsters came to attack. So yeah, down we go. I'm trying to remember. I don't think there are any monsters down here, but I'm not 100% sure. I think there are places that you can go to here. Like there are red doors, and there are chests to find under here. Like here, for example. But I think other than that, I don't think there's anything really under here. 4 files of Sage's Elixir. Now that should be a warning to you about you're gonna have to have a boss fight here when you've got 4 Sage's Elixirs in a chest. Sage's Elixirs are basically the strongest item for recovering MP. I think they recover 50? I think it's either 50 or 100 MP per potion, so they're pretty useful. Sorry. So here he is, the lone knight that's been under Dundrasil Castle all this time.
I'm keen to have a wee chat with our friend here, but something tells me he's got other things.
So yeah, but we've got to fight him first. So yeah, time to face off against this knight. Where the restless knight draws near, and we'll find out more about him in a minute. In terms of his attacks, he's not all that strong, to be honest with you. In terms of he has the power of darkness, so yeah, he has a couple of hits per go, and that move is pretty annoying because that stuns you. So basically, here's what you want to do. Sylvando is going to be buff bitch, so he's going to heal up. So you're going to use him to basically boost the attack power of the main of our hero plus Hendrik. With Hendrik, you want him to use... I don't really use the right attack here, although it does a good amount of damage. And basically you want Hendrik to use either Parallax or Helm Splitter, because they cause a lot of damage. The hero to use Unbridled Blade. And you want Rab to keep casting... try to cast Sap on him to try and lower his defenses. I pretty much stopped bothering with Sap at this point because I was just like, I just want to cause some damage. Yeah, you also want to make sure that your party has accessories which stop you from falling asleep. So, yeah, kind of annoying in that regard, but there you go. So, yeah. Use that again, because that did cause a lot of damage. But basically, yeah, the hero and Hendrik are going to be your main damage dealers during this fight. So just keep using the abilities until you run out of power. Once Sylvando's fully healed everybody up, just use him as in the attack. The knight also has a falchion sword, so that means when he does a physical attack, it's 2 hits. Usually around about 70 and 30 damage, so it is causing 100 points of damage every time he attacks. But he's not too bad. Just try to lower his defense up. Hendrik and the hero's attack power, and just keep using their strongest attacks to deal damage to him, and he'll go down eventually. Make sure that you try to have accessories which stop you from being immobilized and stop you from being put to sleep, and you should be just fine. But anyway, he talks about Eleanor, which is the queen's name, and he talks about his boy. So yeah, this is our dad. Erwin, the last king of Dundrasil, is the one who's been kind of trapped beneath the castle. It's actually this is one of the darker elements of the whole story, really. You know, the fact that basically Erwin was, trapped under here, with his his soul unable to move on, and he's just been kind of stuck here in constant pain since Dundrasil fell all those years ago. It's pretty disgusting. It's pretty awful.
The voice from the dream.
So yeah, free her restless night. So yeah, this is the voice of Eleanor, our, the main character's mother, and the Queen of Dundrasil.
All those long years ago, on that darkest of days, he fought to the last. The light of justice sustained him, and he refused to yield to the darkness. But with time, that light has waned, and all that remains is the tortured soul.
So yeah, I actually think this is a really cool effect. This kind of like vortex, kind of where he should be. because the first time you see him here, basically it looks like he's actually got a flesh underneath, and then it turns out that he's nothing but this kind of he's got nothing but this vortex where his face and where his body should be now. So it's a pretty creepy image, which I really like. And so yeah, basically we need to help him out. We need to save our dad from the torturous confines that he's been put under. I will never forgive you. So yeah, let's head in. So basically, you get closer and you get transfixed by the void, and you get basically pulled in here to King Erwin, and we see the monster. Basically, this is the monster here that has basically been keeping his soul kind of trapped here for all this time, and he's kind of basically been feasting on Erwin's like pain and misery. So yeah, this thing is a piece of shit that needs to die. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to be doing. Murdering this son of a bitch. Once and for all. So...
Such pain. Such anguish.
So yeah, I actually kind of like this section of the game. It's a lot of story and it's a lot of cutscene, but it's actually pretty interesting. Because now at this point we get to see what happened on that day. When the monsters attacked and destroyed Dundrasil. So we get to see, Erwin kind of holding this party and inviting all of the royals of the other countries to kind of come here and kind of celebrate the birth of our boy King Erwin's son. So I kind of like that. It's kind of nice to see what happened on that day, and get a little bit of a glimpse as to how everything went down and how it led to what happened with the most recent kind of events in the story. Yeah, this is the first time we meet King Gustav. We've seen the Sultan of Gallopolis before, but this is the first time we've seen King Gustav, who I think is the King of Sniffelheim, I want to say.
Today's colloquy of kings shall determine the fate of Erdrea for generations to come. I, for one, mean to see that my people's interests are well represented. You will forgive me if I grow a little passionate at times.
I kind of like him as well. King Gustav. Yeah, I think he's the king of Sniffelheim, from what I remember. I don't think he's around at this point during the story now. Yeah, I think he's...
Indeed it is.
Yeah, I think he's already dead at this point in the story.
Now, I have some final preparations to make before we convene the colloquy. I will come and fetch you when we're ready to begin.
Yeah, the colloquy is basically just a fancy word for meeting of the kings. King Carnelian.
Yes, sire. King Carnelian is walking the grounds with Lord Robert, sire.
Yeah, and we also get to see Rab before, before he became Rab, when he was Lord Robert, the former king of Dundrasil. But anyway, that's going to be it for this part. Join me next time for the next part of Dragon Quest XI, when we'll be finding out what's going on, what happened on the day that the monsters attacked and destroyed Dundrasil, and we'll also be fighting the monster and freeing our father from its clutches. So yeah, see you next time.